We have 4 games tomorrow, but one of them starts at noon. So because it starts at noon my time, now I got to pick up a pen. Damn it. Just started. All right. Don't you start. No, I want you to write. Just don't bug me. So since that game starts at noon, and I go to bed late on Saturdays because we know why. I mean, I do all the review videos. I got to wait for them to upload. And yeah. Anyways, so I'm doing this so I don't have to get up really early in the morning and do it when I'm half asleep, which makes people message me and say, "Are you sick?" Message my wife and go, "Shannon's sick." "Oh, he's just tired." So let's go ahead and jump right into this with the Calgary Flames and the Arizona Coyotes. The Flames are 13-9-1. The Coyotes are 9-10-2, and they're hurting right now. It's starting to look like, I don't know, the Arizona Coyotes, the way they were at the start of the year. So for Calgary, their leading scorer is Matthew Tkachuk with 12 goals and 15 assists. Gaudreau, 8 goals, 18 assists. Monahan, 12 goals, 13 assists. Lindholm, 11 goals, 12 assists. Giordano, 2 goals, 18 assists. Backlund, 3 goals, 8 assists. Hannafin with 9 assists. And Bennett with 4 goals and 4 assists. And they're trying to bounce back after a loss to Vegas. On the Arizona side of things, Clayton Keller, 5 goals and 8 assists. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 2 goals, 10 assists. Stepan, 6 goals, 4 assists. Grabner, 5 goals and 5 assists. Hinostroza, 4 goals and 6 assists for him. Galchenyuk, 3 goals, 6 assists. Richardson, 6 goals, 2 assists. And Goligoski is still on the board with 1 goal and 7 assists. So that's that. There's somebody I'm missing on this. Nope. I was right. I wasn't missing anybody. I was thinking, wait, isn't Martinook? No, Martinook was traded by Arizona to Carolina. I want to make sure I don't miss him again the next time I do a Carolina game, I guess. To the point where now I'm worried that he's not listed with Arizona scorers. Why would he be there? Anyways, so Goligoski rounds out the scoring with a goal and 7 assists, 8 points for him. Goaltenders, Riddick, 8 wins and 2 losses, 2.04 goals against, 930 save percentage. Smith, 5-7-1 record, 3.48 goals against, 876 save percentage. There's a dramatic difference in numbers between the two. This is why when I hear people announcing a game and they go, "Calgary's starting their backup today, David Riddick," I'm thinking, no, he's no longer the backup. He has taken the job. He may have played less games than Smith, but at this point, I can't see how any coach in their right mind wouldn't play Riddick more than they play Smith. Riddick has played fantastic. So this isn't just about Smith not playing well. Riddick has been fantastic. On the Arizona side of things, Darcy Kemper, 4-5-2 record, 2.71 goals against, 914 save percentage. Ronta's going to get the start. 5-5 record, 2.39 goals against, 921 save percentage. So his numbers definitely dropped based on that one game he's played since he came back, but he's going to get every chance to get his game back. Miska, of course, who's going to be back in the American League. No record for him, 3.28 goals against, 889 save percentage. In their last 10, Calgary's 6-4. In their last 10, Arizona's 3-5-2. On the road, Calgary 6-6. At home, Arizona's 5-5-1. Welcome to the battle of mediocrity that is the Pacific Division, and you're going to see it again. There'll be 2 of these games tomorrow. Calgary is currently 2nd in the Pacific. They are 1 point out of 1st. They have games in hand on that. No, they don't have games in hand with San Jose. I think they've played the same amount of games. Arizona, they're 7th in the Pacific. They're 5 points out of 3rd, and they have 3 games in hand. So Arizona can still get into this, but they've got to start making up ground immediately. They can't afford to slack at all, and they have to win their games at home. They have to make hay against a team like the Calgary Flames, who come in maybe a little bit shaky on their confidence after that loss to Vegas. Maybe, just maybe. Next up, the Oilers, 10-10-2. So they're still even, 10 wins, 10 losses. They're in against LA, 7-14-1. This should be a gimme for the Oilers. This is a huge test for the Oilers. In the power rankings today, I said I thought that the Oilers have played better in their first 2 games under Hitchcock, and I think they're headed in the right direction. This game could blow that up in my face quickly. McDavid, 13 goals, 19 assists for him. Draisaitl, 13 goals and 13 assists for him. Nugent-Hopkins, 6 goals, 15 assists. Alex Chason, 8 goals, 2 assists. Kajula, 7 goals, 2 assists. And then it's all assists from there. Larson with 8. Clefbaum with 8. And Reeder is still on the board with 7 assists. And that's 22 games into the season that it takes 7 points to get into the top 8 scorers for the Oilers, that's not good enough, and they're going to have to get that improved under Hitchcock. But Hitchcock's known for coaching defense, so we'll see. On the LA side of things, Kovalchuk is officially slumping. 5 goals, 9 assists, but he's still their leading scorer. So he's slumping and their best player. Doughty, 2 goals, 11 assists. Drew Doughty would argue that he's the best player on the team, is my guess. But now there's talk about, geez, if this season completely blows up, do you look to do a complete rebuild? And does Doughty somehow get moved with that massive new contract? That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Toffoli, 5 goals, 7 assists. Carter, 4 goals, 7 assists. Kopitar, 6 goals, 4 assists. Iafallo, 4 goals, 5 assists. Dustin Brown still stuck at 3 goals, 4 assists. And Martinez, 1 goal, 6 assists, gets on the board. So 22 games, and the bottom 2 players have 7 points for LA. This could be a low-scoring game. Talbot, 5-8-1, 3.31 goals against, 888 save percentage. I'd be tempted to start him here because LA struggles to score. That could be fantastic for Talbot. Koskinen, 5-2-1 record, 2.57 goals against, 914 save percentage. Peterson has now dropped to a 2-3 record, 2.81 goals against, 917 save percentage. But I'd be tempted to put him in again. But I think tomorrow we'll see Budaj. Campbell has a 5-7 record, 2.33 goals against, 923 save percentage. Still injured. Budaj's 0-1 with a 5.02 goals against, 818 save percentage. And I think this is where we'll see him get a start. Quick, 0-3-1, 4.55 goals against, 845 save percentage. And once everybody's healthy in goal, do you keep Peterson and Campbell and see if you might get somebody to take Quick? If you actually want to do a rebuild in LA, somebody will take Quick and they'll give you something for him. Even though his numbers haven't been very good and he does get injured regularly, somebody somewhere who desperately wants playoff success would give you something for Quick. That's just a thought I had. Over their last 10, the Oilers 3-6-1. They're 1-0-1 in their last 2, so over their last 10, LA's actually 4-6. So, for them as well. On the road, Edmonton 6-6-1, so basically the same as Calgary's road record, just with an overtime loss added to it. And LA's 4-8-1 at home, not helped by the fact they lost at home tonight against the Canucks. A very, very road-weary Canucks came out of LA with a win tonight, showing that LA has really fallen hard. You're 6th in the Pacific if you're the Oilers, but you're only 3 points out of 3rd with 2 games in hand. So absolutely the Oilers still have control over their destiny. And I understand Oilers fans are going to be mad at me for saying I'd put Talbot in and saying we should play Koskinen in every game, but you have to get Talbot in some games, and in LA you might as well give it a shot. 8th in the Pacific is where LA sits 12 points out of 3rd, but they have 2 games in hand on Anaheim. So if they win both of those, they're only 8 points out, and then they've got 5 teams to pass, and it's just not going to happen. But for LA, this is just another long season, I guess. But unlike last year where they flamed out in the playoffs, this year they're flaming out in the regular season. So that's nice of them to take that tension away. Next up, New Jersey, the Devils, 9-9-3. And they're in against Tampa, who are 16-6-1 and are not first place right now. But they're 1 point back of first place, and they're looking to get that back. Leading scorer for New Jersey is Taylor Hall with 7 goals, 16 assists. Paul Mary, 12 goals, 9 assists. Zajac, 7 goals, 7 assists. Severson, 3 goals, 11 assists. Coleman, 7 goals, 6 assists. Heischer, 4 goals, 9 assists. Boyle, who scored in his return, 7 goals and 1 assist. And Johansson, with 3 goals and 5 assists, gets on the board for New Jersey. On the Tampa side of things, Kucherov is now your leading scorer. Act surprised. 9 goals and 21 assists. And you got to be a little bit surprised because Point, with 15 goals and 13 assists, looked like he might go wire to wire as their leading scorer. Gourde, 9 goals, 12 assists. Stamkos, 7 goals, 14 assists. Miller, 5 goals, 13 assists. McDonough, 2 goals, 15 assists. Tyler Johnson, 9 goals, 7 assists for him. And Alex Killorn with 2 goals and 8 assists to round out the scoring for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this is the first team we see on the board that you need 10 points to get into the top 8 scorers. There you go. For today. We've seen plenty for a while now, but the first one today, showing how low scoring some of these teams are or how top heavy they are, or both. In goal, I would expect Kincaid. This is a huge game. 9-5-3 record, 2.65 goals against, 914 save percentage. Or if John Hines is like, yeah, I don't care, Schneider goes in with an 0-4 record, 4.08 goals against, 865 save percentage. And you know what? Maybe this is what Schneider would need if he went in to play against Tampa, and maybe that would light a fire under him, and he'd get that first win he's had since, I think, 1986. Vasilevsky, 9-3-1 record, 2.29 goals against, 927 save percentage, still on the shelf. But Domingue has a 7-3 record, 3.31 goals against, 901 save percentage. They are winning with Louis Domingue, even though Domingue is not Vasilevsky. He doesn't pretend to be, and they play a different game in front of Domingue. It seems to be a lot more scoring opportunities and an understanding that their goaltending is a little shakier, so you're probably going to need to prop it up with some more goals. Last 10 games, New Jersey's 4-4-2. Last 10 games, Tampa is 7-3. On the road, New Jersey is 2-8. At home, Tampa is 9-3. New Jersey's 8th in the Metro. They're 5 points out of 3rd with a game in hand. So they're not out of it, but they're flirting with being out of it. And 1 point out of 1st in the Atlantic. That's where Tampa is. Of course, Buffalo's number 1. And they're 1 point out of 1st with a game in hand. This is that game in hand. If they don't win this one and they lose it in regulation, Buffalo's legitimately number 1 team in the league, which is weird. But they have another contender for that number 1 spot if, on the off chance, New Jersey goes in with that 2-8 road record and manages to come out of Tampa with a win. Which is possible. When I see a record that's that lopsided in the positive or the negative, my reaction is, that's got to even out a little bit. That's just too ugly. Those kinds of records don't usually last. So we'll see. And last but not least, on the board is Anaheim in Nashville. Nashville should be really ornery. They should be quite ticked off about losing to St. Louis. That should have them upset. And an upset Nashville team should be more than enough for a Anaheim team that is somehow in the playoffs in the Pacific, but we're trying to figure out how this is happening. Leading scorer for Anaheim, Getzlaf, 6 goals, 11 assists. He's on an excellent run. That's part of how this is happening. Raquel, 4 goals, 11 assists. He had the overtime goal, of course, against Edmonton. Henrique, 5 goals, 6 assists. Silverberg, 5 goals, 6 assists. Montour, 2 goals, 9 assists. Fowler, 3 goals, 7 assists. Lindholm, 2 goals, 8 assists. Aberg still on there with 6 goals and 2 assists. On the Nashville side of things, Johansson, 4 goals and 17 assists. Forsberg, 14 goals and 6 assists. Turris, 5 goals, 11 assists. Yossi, 5 goals, 10 assists. Ekholm, 3 goals, 11 assists. Arvidsson with 8 goals and 5 assists. Subban, 2 goals and 10 assists. And Ellis, still with 1 goal and 10 assists. So, obviously, the 4 defensemen on Nashville saw my video where they all had 10 assists, and 2 of them decided to break that. And it was, no, just one of them, Ekholm. Ekholm decided, I'm going to get my 11th assist. So that's broken. Now it's 3 out of 4 that have 10 assists. Goaltenders, I would expect Gibson, but you know what? Miller's fine too. Miller has a 2-2-1 record, 2.71 goals against, 924 save percentage. Gibson, 8-7-4 record, 2.49 goals against, 928 save percentage. If Gibson is going to get back into the Vezina conversation, he needs to go into a game like this, play really well, get the win, and get his stats coming up again, and we'll start talking about him as a Vezina contender again. Rinne, I would expect to start. 9-2-1 record, 1.66 goals against, 944 save percentage. But if they go with Saros has a decent record too, at 7-4, 3.29 goals against, 891 save percentage. Those numbers aren't great, but maybe Saros got a little bit overplayed in there. I don't know. We'll see. 5-3-2 is the record of the Ducks in their last 10, but they're only 3-6-1 on the road. In their last 10, the Nashville Predators are 6-3-1. At home, they're 8-3. So 8-3 at home, 8-3-1 on the road. Very even matchup if you're looking at Nashville at home or on the road. They're good at both. Third in the Pacific, that is the position that Anaheim is occupying. And notice we've got 5 teams in the Pacific participating in games tomorrow. We may see standings look a little bit different coming out of tomorrow night's games. But they're 2 points out of second, yet they've played 1 more game than have the Calgary Flames. So Calgary is 1 point ahead, or 2 points ahead of Anaheim, but they've played 1 less game, and they've got more wins than do the Anaheim Ducks. On the Nashville side of things, they're first in the Metro. They're 3 points ahead of Minnesota. So they can get a pad of 5 points ahead of Minnesota with this game tomorrow night, and it'll be very interesting to see who wins between them and the Ducks. So yeah, there you go. 4 games on Sunday, and I think there's 5 on Monday. Relatively light schedule considering the brutality of the last few days of scheduling. So they let them off the hook a little bit, and we'll see who ends up coming out ahead. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through just having fun with this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.